Yo, what's happening? We're back with another episode of the All Rounders SA podcast with myself, Pila Sanders Siklaba, and Nono Pongolo. But Nono Pongolo's not here today because man is very busy. Very busy. He's trying to make money for himself and feed his family. He's got a young family, about 7 kids. No, don't joke. Don't quote me on that. Don't worry. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, we're back with a great episode. This one is a podcast highlight for us, right, Lunga? Yeah, it's a special for us because we've got our first exec on the show. We've never had an exec before on the show, so no pressure. No pressure, right? But we're really delighted to welcome Cape Town Tigers founder, CEO, cleaner. They call it janitor in the state. Janitor, kit designer, you name it. And one of the forefront figures in making sure that there is a really good culture, basketball culture in South Africa. His name is Raphael Edwards, CEO founder of the Cape Town Tigers, who recently won the Elite 16 Championship, which means they'll be participating in the Basketball Africa League, which is a big deal on the African continent. Ra, thanks so much for your time. I know you're busy, so it's such a pleasure for us to be able to have you on the show today.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me today, man. It's an honor.
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking about like you being like a janitor, CEO, founder, kit designer, whatever at the Cape Town Tigers. It's an organization. I mean, I've only known about it for the past year or so, but it's an organization that's really coming up into prominence in South Africa in terms of basketball and just influencing the basketball culture in South Africa. Why basketball, one, and why South Africa?
Well, I would say why basketball. One, I'm a former basketball player.
Yeah,
I've been playing since I was about 13, 14 years old. So basketball is something that's in my veins. It's in
yeah,
my DNA.
yeah,
I was a Nike athlete, so I was able to get the best of both worlds and see all the marketing
yeah,
they did and how their campaign swept across the globe.
yeah,
So all of that I was gathering and learning information and data. So when the opportunity that the NBA was starting a league in Africa
yeah,
came across my table,
yeah,
and it was like, hey, Cape Town. I knew a little bit about Johannesburg, a little
yeah,
bit about Cape Town, but I just did more due diligence on everything on the country.
yeah,
And then the deciding factor for me was I likened it to the New York Knicks,
yeah,
right? The New York Knicks hasn't won a championship since 1974.
yeah,
They are still the number one revenue generating organization in the NBA.
yeah,
So I said, listen, even if we didn't win one championship, which obviously we will and we have been doing,
yeah,
Cape Town Tigers will be the number one generating revenue basketball organization in the BAL.
yeah,
So it's a no-brainer for me. When you think about it like that, it's really all about location,
yeah, yeah.
about land.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I spoke about all the accolades that the Cape Town Tigers have achieved
I think you
in
missed
yeah, I've missed
three
quite a few.
times,
I've missed quite a
three
few.
times national
Yeah,
champions,
exactly. Yeah,
2 times back-to-back
yeah,
regional champions.
yeah,
So just to,
yeah. I've missed a couple. I did miss that, but we'll speak about that in a minute because I just want to find out firstly about who Raphael Edwards is. I mean, you're obviously born in Brooklyn, New York, but like, what influenced you to become a basketball player, and just to gravitate towards the sport? And we were speaking off camera a little bit about how basketball is part of a bigger culture within the entertainment and sporting industries. Who's Raphael Edwards, and what became of Raphael Edwards as a basketball player, and then obviously as an owner now of the Cape Town Tigers?
okay, so I would say who Raphael Edwards is a hard worker,
Yeah,
someone that has fought and come from nothing
yeah,
to build up a vision in his head that I believe is possible.
yeah,
And not only just saying you're going to do something, but someone that takes the steps in actually accomplishing the goals. I believe that everything I've ever obtained, any level of success, if people see it at that, would be through hard work.
Yeah.
So that's what I know how to do.
Yeah.
You know, my older brother is the one that put the basketball in my hand.
Yeah.
And when I really started playing, he was the one that was always there with me.
Yeah.
Every day, literally, every game, every tournament, he was right there with me. I was a really good basketball player, but I was still battling the off the court things that young black men from Brooklyn battle with.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a tug of war,
Yeah.
you know, until I really started to learn the ropes of life and just what it means to be a man.
Yeah.
You know, a man of your word, a solid person.
Yeah.
And I played 13 years professional basketball. Since I was 17 years old, I've never not led my team in scoring and or rebounding. And when the end of the road was near, I was one of those guys that still did other things to help us win.
Yeah.
You know, as a team sport, I was the guy out there taking the charges, diving on the floor. You know, my role has changed.
Yeah.
So I think being able to switch, you know, inside the confines of a team and still knowing how to help them win really helps me now in the business world. Because how you say, you know, I'm the CEO, I designed the kit, you know, I have the vision for where the organization is going to go, but I can't do it alone. You know, I have partners that's not seen as much as I am, but they're instrumental in the success of what's going on. I always say organizations win championships. So it has to start from the top and go all the way through to be able to build a culture. Our culture is changing basketball not only in South Africa, but on the continent as a whole. You know, we have 12 teams in the BAL. Right? I've received calls from at least 5 of their presidents, CEOs, asking me to help them become more like us. And these teams have been around 30 plus years.
You've been around for like 3.
Not yet. We're 2+ years. We didn't hit 3. We're not 3 years old yet. Man. We're babies.
Literally still crawling.
We're babies. And I have a plan for the organization. I have a plan also that I can help other teams with as well. Because you can't just have us
and then
and
no
one else. So, you know, while I won't give all the secrets, I plan on helping them out in how to do certain things. So, you know, that's basically who I am in a nutshell. People in my circle, people within my circle, within the family, within the organization. I want to bring everybody and make everyone rise together.
Tough growing up in Brooklyn. I mean, especially in the 80s and 90s. I think you were born in 75.
75.
Yeah. Growing up in Brooklyn in the 80s and 90s, I can't imagine how tough that was because of, you know, obviously the socioeconomical things that happened in New York around about that time. How was it, you know, growing up in Brooklyn?
It was tough, right? But when you travel the world, and now like I ride through Soweto, and I ride through Googs, I'm like, Brooklyn was a cakewalk, right? Brooklyn was a cakewalk back then, right? But serious note, Brooklyn was tough, man. I've seen some things that no teenage person should have to see up close and personal. I've seen it, and what's scary about it when I think about it is I was numb to it. It didn't shock me. It wasn't like, oh my God. It was like
norm.
It was Tuesday. You know? And that's what was alarming to me. But Brooklyn was hard, man, especially the 80s. Because, you know, they had the whole drug thing going on. And literally, I used to have to run from school sometimes home so people didn't try to steal my sneakers. Or, you know, like, you guys remember Lee? Eugene Lee? So I never forget. I don't want to get too far off topic. I never forget this store thought it was a good campaign to say, hey, listen, if you turn in Lee patches, X amount of 100 Lee patches, you get a free VCR.
What?
Like kids was literally getting turned upside down, taking elite patches
Yeah,
so they could
just
turn them in to get a
get
free
the
VCR.
VCR. Yeah,
So Brooklyn was
yeah,
wild. Brooklyn
yeah.
was wild.
Oh, that's hectic.
But it made me.
Yeah,
You know, it's like my DNA.
yeah.
It's part of me. So I don't regret anything about it.
That's awesome, man. 2019, you formed Cape Town Tigers with a couple of other guys, but and we mentioned the fact that three times national champions here in South Africa. How has that journey been? Since finding the team and really just putting all the efforts and in making sure that one, it's a championship team, but two, it's giving young black South Africans, not even just black South Africans, just young South Africans, both men and women, the opportunity to play professional basketball. Because when you look at South Africa, the demographics in terms of um, playing basketball as opposed to people playing soccer, um, rugby, and cricket, which are the three main sports in South Africa, is kind of lopsided towards them, and basketball is not really the biggest piece of the pie. It's quite a small piece of the pie. So how's been the effort in making sure that one, the team is a successful team, two, there's enough inspiration for young talented players to aspire to play for a professional outfit like the Cape Town Tigers?
Yeah. We started the team in 2019 and just growing the brand. So I have a couple of gentlemen with me as a partner, but I also have two African American women with me as a partner. Actually, the woman was the first partner I brought on, and cut through the red tape, as you guys say in SA. So when I got here, they sent me here. I didn't know anyone in South Africa. So I came here without knowing anyone. I didn't know much about the culture. But, what I try to do is keep my eyes open and my mouth shut. And I listened to everything. And I started adapting and picking up what was going on. So when I learned, South Africans do business how we do business in Brooklyn. I was like, well, I have a
I'm
PhD.
not too far off.
I'm a
I'm not
master
too far
course
off.
in that. So I was able to fit right in, and tough love, man. South Africans are so passionate. And I'm still learning. I don't want to sound like I'm an expert about it, but you guys have so much history. And you guys are so passionate. So they really made us earn the love and respect. So I understand rugby. Rugby is an amazing sport. And congratulations to you guys winning again. I actually watched the game.
Oh yeah.
The match.
Where were you?
We all gathered at a team building and we had dinner at Coach Flush's house.
Nice,
The whole team, the coaching staff, and we watched it there.
Nice.
So that was the first rugby game I've ever seen.
Okay.
You guys are lucky for that one call. I'll say that. And look, just like the NBA, right? Sometimes you got to be a little lucky. That one call. But congratulations to that. Soccer is an amazing sport here. But with those sports being so great, I don't believe they're lifestyle sports. I believe basketball is a lifestyle sport, and it transcends all culture, entertainment, music, and fashion. And I think South Africa has a huge following for that that's ready to just explode. But they needed the vehicle to get behind. And I believe the Cape Town Tigers is that vehicle.
Let's get into that, right? Because, I mean, comparatively to the US, the industry, the entertainment industry is not as big in South Africa comparatively to the US. But there's elements that, like you mentioned, fashion, sport, entertainment, that really intertwine into each other. And basketball is probably the center of all of that. How important is it to be able to really take that to the next level here in South Africa and bring up together those different sectors, but they sort of feed into each other as you go forward into this journey with the Cape Town Tigers?
Well, I think it's very important to bring all of that and have it intertwined, not only for South Africa, but like I said, we're changing the landscape of basketball and the culture on the continent.
Yeah.
So now I feel like we have the obligation to lead the entire
Yeah.
basketball community on the continent into a certain direction.
Yeah.
That they're not doing, that they're missing.
Yeah.
And it's been happening. Like I said, they're reaching out to me and they're saying, "Hey, you know, Mr. President, can you help with this? How
Yeah.
did you think about this?" Or
Yeah.
what? You know? So I think that's the plan to lead the entire continent, just not SA.
Yeah.
It's amazing that we will be spearheading it.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be spearheading it, and it's wide open. It's like an artist being able to walk into a room with a blank canvas.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And just create.
Come in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like everything that I gathered from over the years,
Yeah.
from my Nike days,
Yeah.
from me playing 13 years internationally in 13 different countries.
Yeah.
You know, and I have all of that basketball knowledge, entertainment knowledge.
Yeah.
And I walk into a room and it's just a blank canvas.
Yeah.
And I'm able to just sit down and thank God for my partners too,
Yeah.
because they allow me
Yeah.
to be creative, you know, and when they don't allow me, I get kind of intense,
Yeah.
kind of intense,
Yeah.
passionate kind
Yeah.
of Brooklyn guy.
Yeah.
So I think I still get my point across, you know, but really it's like a blank canvas and I'm able to paint and I'm in a great space right now, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Is that pressure, or is it something that excites you to be the spearhead of, you know, creating this awesome culture within, you know, basketball and music in the continent?
You know, I don't believe it's pressure because I didn't it's not my passion to do it.
Yeah.
Right? It's my passion to have the substance of it, and by having the substance,
Yeah.
we have the ripple effect.
Absolutely.
Right? If it was the other way around where I was just seeking the fame of doing it, it would collapse.
Yeah.
It would have no foundation or whatever. So for me, it's no pressure at all because, you know, like we say, I'm built to do this.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. And now the residual effects, the ripple effects across the continent is everyone will rise within our wake.
Yeah.
But it's no pressure at all for me.
Talk to me about the privilege of running an organization like this, because, you know, it comes with pressure and obviously that gets dealt with in the way that it gets dealt with. But the privilege of being at the mantle of an organization that is supposed to influence the culture in South Africa, does that, you know, bring you the joy and the privilege that you sort of enjoy?
I'm extremely privileged. I'm humbled, and it would never be one day that I'm not thankful for Mr. Amadou Gallo-Falls, for the Victor Williams of the world, the Mark Tatums, you know, for the NBA, for the BAL, that they have created this stage in Africa, and to fight for a goal and something so high, it's been able to create the best version of me.
Yeah.
To fight for something so high. You know, like when I met Gallo,
I
was like, hey, listen, you know, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We're going to start a team in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Out of 6 years, we're going to win at least 3 championships.
We're gonna, huge ambitions.
Yeah, we're going to make BAL our first year ever.
Yeah.
And he was shaking my hand like, you know, like, yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
But if he didn't create this stage, he didn't sacrifice so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have a mark.
Yeah.
To shoot for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was in me, but this brought it out of me. So every day, you know, when I see him, I always tell him anything the league needs us to do or me personally to do to help it, I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm extremely appreciative of this privilege.
Let's talk about BAL, because that's like the pinnacle of African basketball, you know, and you've gone through the elite 16 phase now here in South Africa. You won that. I think it's the Eastern Division.
Yes.
Yeah. And by virtue of that, you obviously qualified to play in the BAL next year, March. That's tough. It's a tough competition. I mean, you've won the National Basketball League here 3 times, but it's a whole different level. It's a whole different, kettle of fish when you go and play continentally, because get paired up with 12 or 11 of the best teams on the African continent, who are also pushing for the same sort of goal that the Cape Town Tigers are pushing for. I was at the jersey launch the other day, and you were speaking about that being the goal of winning BAL. The captain Peter Prinsloo was also talking about that being the ultimate goal. In getting there, what do you have to do? What is the organization's attitude towards winning BAL? Because it's tough. It's like the NBA of Africa.
Yeah, it is. No, the BAL is definitely the NBA of Africa. It's extremely tough.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, we finished top 5.
Yeah.
Out of all these teams in the continent, which we came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
because basketball here on that competitive level was non-existent.
Yeah.
And when you think about, the ultimate goal and winning the BAL, then going to play in a tournament they call the Intercontinental Tournament, and winning that, it's the same thing, right? It's like, how do men climb mountains? Right? When you're down there and you're looking up, and all you could do is one step at a time.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
Okay.
One step at a time. We knock out what we need to do. We work on ourselves.
Yeah.
And then when it's closer to playing other teams, then we focus in on what they like to do. But it's 95% about us.
Yeah.
Things that we're trying to achieve. And if we do achieve, it's going to be pretty hard for any other team to beat us.
Yeah.
Once we focus on that.
Yeah. You also mentioned at that jersey launch that this organization is built on a lot of principles, on a lot of great principles. What are those principles for the Cape Town Tigers that makes them, one, successful, that makes them ambitious enough to say, we want to win BAL in a prescribed period of time?
Well, some of the principles that I believe makes our organization successful, I say it all the time, is everyone is in business to make money.
Yeah.
Right. And, when you hear people talk about basketball and stuff, they're like, they wake up and they see on TV, oh, I got traded.
Yeah.
Or they got it. And they're like, oh, that's the business. That's the business. I understand it's a business, but I believe it's a certain way you should conduct your business.
Yeah.
And we try to conduct it with a certain code, like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Right. We also try to develop our guys off the court.
Yeah.
As much as on the court.
Yeah.
Where a lot of teams is like, okay, you could do 1 and 2 really well. That's all we want you to do. That's all we're concerned about.
Yeah.
Which we don't believe that. We believe in helping you become a better player.
Yeah.
But also helping you become a better man.
Yeah.
Because we think that it coincides and it ties in, and it will help overall.
Yeah.
Right? There's a quote Phil Jackson said, is that the strength of the team is each individual.
Yeah.
But the strength of each individual is the team.
Yeah.
And we really try to preach that. And we're really, I think we're doing that. We're creating better men.
Yeah.
Like men that's building up their worth, building their confidence to try now to shoot. Like they're going to shoot for the next impossible goal.
Yeah.
So I know you guys remember Evans Ganapano.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So Evans was with us from the start.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation off season. I really like Evans as a person and a player. And he was like, Coach, I went to go help my country. He's from Central Republic of Africa.
Yeah.
And he was like, I went to go help my country qualify. And to see my entire family there, my mom crying, how I was received by the country. I think I'm going to have to leave the Tigers and go play there and try to help them qualify for BAL.
Yeah.
So I was listening, and I understood what he was saying, and he was like, just because the country was going through so much, he was like, if they qualify for BAL, it will help the country so much. And he was like, it's a very tough decision for me, Coach, because you know how I love you guys, but I think I need to go try to do this.
Yeah.
And I was very surprised, right? And I was very proud of him.
Mm.
So most people would probably think the opposite. They'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he's one of your star players,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he wants to leave to go play for a team." But I was extremely proud of Evans because when I met him 2 years ago,
yeah.
that man that I met 2 years ago would never want to go do this.
Completely different.
Completely different man. And I'm not saying he has strong people in his life,
Yeah,
but I would like to think that him being around me
yeah,
every day,
yeah,
really, right? 85% of the time for 2 years,
yeah,
and him seeing how I'm always pushing, I
yeah,
would like to think that that impacted his goal on saying, you know what, I'm going to step out of something
yeah,
and shoot for something so much higher. And look, he did it.
yeah,
He took the team and the country to BAL, and
yeah,
I'm really proud of him. But that's the type of things that
yeah,
I want to see out of these men that we're grooming,
yeah,
for them to shoot for more.
yeah.
So yeah.
And even here locally, I mean, you've got guys that come from Soweto that want to go give back what they're learning here in the organization to their communities. That also must make you proud that even locally there are guys that, you know, taking whatever skill sets they're acquiring here, whether it's on the court, off the court, to go back and give back to their communities in Soweto, wherever they come from. And it's an amalgamation of guys from everywhere in the country that you've assembled. That must make you proud as well.
So proud. It's an amazing feeling to see them do it. And that's why I tell people, like, listen, who knows 10, 15 years from now what's going to be going on.
Yeah.
You know, I think the league is going to be huge
Yeah.
by then. But what we've been able to do in South Africa will never be forgotten.
Yeah.
And then that's when you talk about legacy.
Yeah.
It will never be forgotten that there was a team here, the Cape Town Tigers,
Yeah.
and little kids was watching us.
Yeah.
The older guys that thought their road was ending,
Yeah.
then learned so much more, obtained so much more knowledge,
Yeah.
and was able to transfer the information to their kids, to their townships. Yeah. It's an amazing feeling.
You've obviously seen the progression of the NBA and a lot of other leagues that you've been a part of. What kind of heights do you think it can hit?
Well, I think the league, the BNL league,
Yeah.
I think the BNL league has great potential.
Yeah.
You know, I heard about the stumbling blocks that they've had in the past. But again, that's cultural.
Yeah.
And people not understanding how the business of basketball is.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of dragged them down. But I also think they learned from their mistakes also.
Yeah.
Right? It's never one-sided.
Yeah.
It's always two-sided. And I think the league has great potential. And I've sat down with the people that run and own the league, and I told them that I would do whatever I can to help them.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
To build the league up, because I think it can be a strong league.
Yeah.
You know, like these countries like France, Italy, while they play in the Euro Cup, right, the Champions League, technically, they still have their own leagues that's really tough at home.
Yeah.
And I think South Africa has the possibilities to be the same.
Basketball can be like in many ways, can appear to be an individualistic sport. How do you achieve the camaraderie that you speak about within the Cape Town Tigers? How do you achieve the togetherness that you speak about that exists in the Cape Town Tigers? Because I mean, when I look at it, I mean, I just look at the Lakers as LeBron James's team, you know, and then he runs the team, and no one else really contributes. So how do you keep that as compact and as a unit as possible so that you can be able to achieve that kind of success?
Yeah, so the things we do to help team morale, camaraderie, I mean, it's a short window, a short span of time. And first and foremost, you got to get them to trust the leader.
Yeah.
So the best thing I could do is be as open, honest, and vulnerable as I can.
Yeah.
To show these men it's all right to be vulnerable. It's all right to, but still be a strong leader.
Yeah.
So now once I have them buying into that, once they hear you talk and you go over the X and O's, they respect the basketball knowledge.
Yeah.
And so it started with that, but then I had to hire other strong men.
Yeah.
Other good men.
Yeah.
Coach Flush is a strong man.
Yeah.
He's a good man. Vince is a good man. Elvis is a good man. So now, while I may not really, the player may not really see eye to eye as much with me.
Yeah.
And he may gravitate more towards Coach Flush. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
The message is still being
The same
transferred.
one. Yeah.
So now we have a group of grown men that's good, strong men, that's progressive men leading.
Yeah.
And then we have everyone filter in. We get them to buy into the fact that all of them are extremely talented.
Yeah.
But we want you to be a star in your own role.
Yeah.
We want you to respect your player's talent as much as yours, so it's not just you.
Yeah.
And then we do things like team building.
Yeah.
We go have dinners today, like I told you.
Yeah.
We're taking everybody to lunch.
Yeah.
We do dinners. One time we all went paintballing.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
We go bowling.
Yeah.
And then they live together. They ride on a van back and forth every day, 2 times a day together. So that really, you know, we have high character. Yeah, we have high character guys on this team. So this has been the easiest.
Yeah. Coach Flash was speaking about like this being one of the best assembled rosters that he's seen at the Cape Town Tigers since it's been in existence. Do you believe these crop of guys, the talent that you have within the roster, and of course the 4 imports that you have, do you believe they have enough of what it takes to go all the way and win BAL?
I do. I believe the guys we have on our team right now, we have enough. It's still another level we have to get to.
Yeah.
But every game we've played since we've been here, we've gotten better every game.
Yeah.
And I think we have enough. And more importantly, I believe they believe we have enough.
Yeah.
You know, so they have that confidence, and that makes a world of a difference.
Yeah.
You know, last year we qualified for the playoffs in BAL with all South African players.
Yeah.
Because everyone else was hurt.
Yeah.
So we had the one import, which is Mike Obenije, which is Nigerian, and everyone was South African.
Yeah.
And we beat a City Oilers team that had all 4 of their imports and everyone. So they know we could do it.
Yeah. The imports, how big of a role do they play? Because I mean, they bring quite a bit of experience. They bring a different perspective, having come from wherever they come from, the United States, Nigeria, wherever. They come to the Cape Town Tigers with a different skill set to be able to contribute towards the existing players, the existing South African players, but also to the team as a whole. The role that they play, how big is it within the organization?
So the imports role is instrumental. It's huge. Because, okay, let's take the basketball skill aside.
Yeah.
Take that out of it, right? But the basketball knowledge they have.
Yeah.
The stages that they've played on, NBA.
Yeah.
The people they've played with.
Yeah.
Terrence Ferguson has played with a guy that's top 75 players ever.
Yeah.
In Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
He played with a guy that averaged a triple-double for 3 years. And he started on that team. He played with Carmelo Anthony. He played with Paul George. So that confidence, now he's here playing, and our national guys are battling and competing with Terrence in practice. So their confidence is like, I'm never going to play with Russell Westbrook, but he has, and I just scored on him 2 times. You see what I'm saying? It's a good feeling, and it shoots through the team. It goes from where they go, the confidence, the swagger they have. So I told our import guys, the second they got off the plane, you've added value to the country and the basketball world of South Africa. You have to live up to it. You can't have a day off where the effort isn't there. Everybody has a bad day. You always have to have that effort because you owe it to these people on the team. You owe it to the teammates. You owe it to the people in the country, the fans and the kids that's watching you. Because that's what you bring by taking a flight here and getting off the plane.
How much work is the Cape Town Tigers doing in terms of growing the skill level, the knowledge, the interest in basketball in the country to upskill and create sort of a pipeline and a feeder system for the Cape Town Tigers, but also just, basketball players for the country, basically.
Yeah. So the Cape Town Tigers is very interested in grassroots because obviously the youth, that's our future.
Yeah.
So we're planning on having a basketball institution. Similar to the academy.
Yeah.
Same thing, different word.
Yeah.
But the Cape Town Tigers will have its basketball institution. And we're actually started, we're going to do a camp in August.
Yeah.
Where it's a camp for young kids, but we're also going to have simultaneously a camp for the referees.
Yeah.
Because you can't have one without the other.
Exactly.
They help the game grow. So I'm bringing in an NBA referee. He's actually one of the best NBA referees there is now, Zach Zarbro.
I see Zach Zarbro, yeah.
So he's going to come down here to do the referee camp, watch film at the end of the camp with the referees, show them the things. And then I'm going to have a former NBA player who's actually an NBA coach now come down here, and he'll run the camp and the skills development and things like that. So we're going to be doing a lot of things like that. We're also taking a team in August. We're going to have tryouts, and we're going to take a team in August. An 18 and under team goes to New York City.
Yeah.
All expenses paid.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a 15 and under team go to Paris.
Okay.
All expenses paid, and play a tournament there.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're teaching them basketball, but again, we're really teaching them life skills.
Yeah.
We're really teaching them what working with people, working in a team and a group is like.
Yeah.
We're really teaching them how to be leaders.
Yeah.
We're really teaching them to push past the threshold of what they believe hard work is.
Yeah.
And we're using basketball as the vehicle to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk preps for BAL. I mean, it's a bit of a break now, Christmas period, and then BAL around March next year. Between now and then, what is in the pipeline for the Cape Town Tigers in preparation for that competitive league?
Well, the preparation for the BAL is going to be, it starts.
Yeah.
The clock starts immediately.
Yeah.
So guys will have their workout programs. They have to do certain things. Certain guys, we have to see 5 to 8 pounds of muscle gain in this period of time.
Yeah.
You know, the guys that's back in New York, they're going to, I don't know what they're thinking it's going to be like, but they're going to be with me 4 times a week. And it's going to be serious.
Yeah.
It's going to be serious work. And, yeah, it's just, you know, when we get back, we're going to have a bunch of high-level games. Like I was saying, we're still debating whether we pick up and go somewhere, possibly Senegal, and play for 2 weeks, be over there, or we bring all the teams here. You know, I want to bring the teams here because it continues to build our culture. We get to build the venues out how we want. We get to keep growing the brand. But we're going to play at least 5 to 6 high-level games in February before we even touch the BAL stage.
Yeah. Beating City Oilers, that must have been big. I mean, that's quite a big team, quite a prestigious team within the African continent. They're also part of the 12 teams in the BAL. Does the confidence grow from being able to get a victory from a team like that?
City Oilers is a good organization, good team. I don't know if the confidence grows by beating them because we felt like we were supposed to.
Okay.
So we were at that level already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't feel like we were shooting up for them. We felt like they're shooting up for us.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it grows, but it keeps it at an even keel. Like we did what we were supposed to do. We had a terrible game shooting wise.
Yeah.
We reached a lot of our analytical goals team wise.
Yeah.
And on any other given night, hitting those goals and shooting the ball how we normally would have shot it, we score 120 points that game instead of 70.
Yeah.
And watching the game, I'm going crazy. I'm like, we're playing terrible. We're doing this, we're doing that. But hey, we're moving the rock how we needed to do. We're executing. We're missing wide open shots from guys that shoot 50+% from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Couldn't do nothing about that.
Yeah. Nah, that's awesome, right? I mean, we could sit here all day and speak about it, but yeah, I mean, for me as somebody that, you know, just sort of starting to get into to the basketball culture. I mean, it's fantastic that the work that the Cape Town Tigers are doing, that you guys are doing, in just growing the sport and the interest in sport. I met so many dope people here in the space of time that I've been able to come down and watch some of the games. Slim, Slim's is a great guy.
Oh, it's great to cross pollinate, right, with the soccer stars, with the rugby stars. But then we have a whole bunch of Netflix actresses that's coming. And what's great about it is the women that come to the game are actually enjoying the game. They don't have a history of basketball. They're coming, they're getting dressed up, and they're coming and they're enjoying the game and they're having fun. And something that we just started a couple games ago was Tigers Courtside Cuties. Yeah. So they're really hashtagging, and we had the first winner, Beulah. She won, and she was presented a jersey, and they like it. It's such a visual world we're living in. So they have their own styles. They're dressing up, and I said it was cool to start a subculture within the culture. What's going on? And I think Beulah was a perfect person to win because she's such a woman of substance. She was one of the finalists. I guess she went to Miss South Africa. When she went, she has a charity that she drives out to this school, and she brings supplies for these kids. So it was I would love to say I planned it that way, right? But it happened that way exactly, organically, and I think that was a good first winner for us. But it's cool, So we're doing some different things.
We really are, sort of backing Cape Town Tigers in just growing the culture in the country and continentally as well. So all the best, and we are definitely backing you for BAL.
Oh man, it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, Lunga. You already know.
Yeah.
To all the people watching the podcast, we would really appreciate you guys coming out in March. Yeah. It's gonna mean a lot. Everybody's been talking about how Dakar has great fans. And I want you guys to come out looking amazing, beautiful crowd, energy, and really show them who has the best fans. If you don't follow the team page, hit us up on IG, the Cape Town Tigers. We're right there. You can follow all the content, everything. Yeah. We're going to be having a vlog when we come back. A show so you can really get in-depth look on our road and our journey to the BAL.
Yeah. Final question on that, though. Social media, how important that is as a driving tool to garner new fans?
Oh, it's very important because, like I said, we live in a visual time. So the content that you put up holds people, for the 30 seconds that you have their attention. And that's why the organization isn't a part of paying people to come to the game. It's paying people to post, because those fans, they don't last. Yeah. We've been building our fans organically. The people that come to the games want to come to the games. The people that's following us, the people that buy our merch, they want to be a part of it. And I think that speaks volumes. Yeah. Where can people buy the merch then? You're going to be able to buy it. We're going to revamp our website, and you can get it on our website. Yeah. And we also have some announcements that we're going to make where you could buy it in certain stores here in SA. Nice. Everybody, Raphael Edwards, founder, CEO of the Cape Town Tigers. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Please watch, subscribe, like, comment, whatever you want to do on the All Rounders SA podcast. We'll be back with so much more content in the coming days and weeks. And a big shout out to the Cape Town Tigers and Raphael Edwards for really sparing their time. Thank you to Mandeville Sports Club as well for hosting us today. It's an awesome venue that is part of the basketball culture in South Africa as well. So a big shout out to Mandeville Sports Club as well. And we'll see you next time.